Is your life feeling like a brutal, muddy, and rocky mess right now? Do you complain every day, asking, when is this nightmare going to end? This happens frequently during difficult times. For example, you keep trying to clean your shoes, only for them to get instantly ruined by the mud again. On this muddy road, the solution isn't changing your shoes, it's changing how you walk. Today, we're sharing a powerful story about a traveler who figured out this secret. This story will teach you why, when you can't change your circumstances, shifting your own approach is the smartest move you can make. Outside a remote town, there was only one path, and it was seriously long and difficult. The road was full of mud and jagged stones. Whether it was dusty in the summer or knee-deep in mud during the rainy season, this road was always a massive headache. This journey represented the constant need for overcoming obstacles. One day, two travelers set out on this path. One was named Rattan, and he was a constant complainer, always stressed and defeated. The other was Shantanu, wise and optimistic. Both were heading to the next town for some important work. It didn't take long for Rattan to get irritated. What an awful road. Doesn't this country have any proper roads? How are we supposed to walk on this mud and rock? Rattan yelled out. Every time his foot sank into the mud, he sighed loudly, demonstrating his inability to effectively begin dealing with stress. Shantanu, on the other hand, just kept walking quietly. He wasn't complaining at all. Instead, he was looking around and appreciating nature. Rattan complained with every single step. He kept asking Shantanu, "Bro, how much longer is this misery going to last? We have the worst luck having to take this route." His negative mindset made the journey feel impossible. Whenever Rattan saw a large rock, he would stop instantly. He'd stare at the stone, frustrated, as if the rocks were his personal enemies. He kept trying to wipe his shoes clean, but the mud kept sticking. This slowed him down and made him tired quickly. Shantanu just smiled at Rattan. Instead of complaining, he focused entirely on his feet and his movements, demonstrating true resilience and a growth mindset. When he stepped in the mud, he walked on his tiptoes, very carefully, minimizing the splash. And when he reached a pile of stones, he balanced himself, stepping gently from one rock to the next, making sure he didn't lose his momentum or twist his ankle. This was his coping with challenges strategy. Rattan kept stopping to complain, but Shantanu just kept his focus and kept moving. After several hours, both of them finally reached their destination. Rattan was totally exhausted. His whole body was covered in mud, his shoes were ruined, and his face showed how annoyed and tired he was. He was in a terrible mood. He had wasted all his energy being mad at the road and his fate. And Shantanu? He was calm. Though he had a little mud on his clothes, his face showed pure satisfaction and relief. He hadn't walked faster than Rattan, but he had walked without getting frustrated. This is the result of proper handling difficult times. Rattan looked at Shantanu in shock. He asked, "How are you so calm? Didn't this terrible road bother you at all?" "I was going insane with irritation." Shantanu sat down, drank some water, and smiled back at Rattan. Shantanu calmly answered, "Brother Rattan, you spent the whole time complaining about the road. You kept yelling about the mud and the stones." He paused, then added, "But you know something? This road was never going to change. It was the same today as it was yesterday. I knew I needed self-improvement to succeed." Shantanu then revealed the deepest truth. I didn't complain about the road. I focused on my walking strategy. When I saw mud, I stepped carefully. When I saw stones, I balanced myself. I knew I couldn't change the road, but I could change how I moved. I managed myself, not the road. You spent all your energy fighting the road, and I spent mine adapting my technique to the situation. It was then that Ratan finally understood. He had wasted valuable energy getting angry at something he had absolutely no power to change. Ratan realized that day that life is just like that muddy road. There will always be problems, obstacles, and hardships. You can either waste time complaining about them, or you can learn the strategy to manage them. Remember this: most of life's major problems, life challenges, are totally out of your control. Things like the economy, other people's negative attitudes, or bad luck. If you spend all your time complaining about the size and severity of these problems, you will only end up exhausted, and the road still won't change. So, shift your focus from the problem to the solution strategy. This is key to focusing on solutions. You can't change the road, but you can absolutely change your move. Change your mindset, your patience, and your action plan, and you will find how to handle difficult times becomes much easier.